What's going on, people? Before we begin, I will let everybody know that later on this evening, when I get home from my job, I'll be live on my channel streaming my last ever dark industrial techno set. This will be my 100th, and I feel that I've reached the limit. So, everybody, crank the volume up and enjoy it while you can, because after tonight, there'll be no more. Now, on some occasions, I may either premiere or stream live a new techno set for Friday nights or Saturday nights. And I have one already made for my SoundCloud page. Just go to soundcloud.com/Dr. Earl and check out the material that I have up there currently. I should be uploading this new one that I made pretty soon. So once again, after tonight, no more dark industrial techno sets. And if anybody was asking why I call them that name, well, they're dark techno sets with elements of industrial music added to them. So there you go. Now, a couple of days ago, YR sent me this screenshot that he got from Sebastian Bach's X account. The name of the post is called Daily Horseshit. Now, Bach recently did a performance in my hometown of Detroit, Michigan. He played the legendary St. Andrew's Hall, and there was a couple issues that he rants about in this post. Quote unquote, "Hey internet, the horse shit never stops. Last night in Detroit, I was confronted by a dude proudly wearing a Madam X shirt. Now, Madam X is a Detroit-based heavy metal group led by two sisters, Maxine on guitar and Roxy on drums. Now, Roxy will later go on to be the drummer for the all-female group Vixen. We know their story, and we know the many hits that that group has had. Madam X, a band whom, as you read in my book, spit in my face and kicked me out when I was 16 years old. So I made a comment about that. Not mad at the guy for wearing it, but also not thrilled at staring at it either. Then there was some goofball wearing a Skid False shirt, staring at his phone in the front row throughout the whole show, thinking somehow that was appropriate. Now, the Skid False shirts already he is referring to, I'm guessing maybe tour shirts from the recent Skid Row lineups, including the one featuring Eric Cronwell, who, as you know, departed from Skid Row to concentrate on his health issues. Skid Row right now are finishing up the remaining dates of their current tour with Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm as their fill-in vocalist for the time being. And we all know that various bands and singers had an issue with people being on their phones throughout their whole shows. They're trying to entertain us, and they feel that it's disrespectful to them that you'd rather be looking on your phone instead of seeing the band perform on stage. So I kind of see where Bach is coming from on that level. He continues by saying, if you're going to wear a Skid Row t-shirt to my show, it would be more appropriate to sport the original Skid Row, not some other band that lasted 6 months or whatever. The music we celebrate at these shows has lasted the test of time for 35 years and will do so forever. That is what these shows are all about. Come celebrate 35 years of the first Skid Row album with us, but realize this is a real rock show, and you never know what's going to happen. Now, many other people have stated that Bach is apparently pissed off that the members of Skid Row are not going to let him back into their band. When Cromwell left the group a couple of months ago, many people were speculating, hey, this may be a good time for Sebastian Bach to return. Even Sebastian Bach even stated in a couple of press interviews that this will be a better, appropriate time for him to reunite with his old bandmates. However, Skid Row guitarist Dave Snake Sabu shot that down in a few interviews, stating that they're happy in the position that they are in and such. So no doubt Bach is pissed that they won't allow him back into the band. I know there are those out there who are still wishing for Bach to return, but meanwhile, I mentioned this a few times in the past. With Sebastian Bach, you're going to have to deal with some drama. And apparently, according to some members, there was lots of drama involving Bach up until his firing in 1996. Now, this gave me a good idea for our next discussion on the next Music Maniacs program. I would like me and YR to talk about the issues between bands and their former members, including Sebastian Bach versus Skid Row, KK Downey versus Judas Priest, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons versus Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. And I also like us to get into a discussion with Alex Van Halen. And the reason I want to is because apparently from what I've read on the internet, he has quit the music scene. And I think one of the big reasons why there may not be a tribute show to his brother Eddie, who as you know passed away in 2020, is because he would have to deal with David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar, and Michael Anthony. YR, if you're watching this, jot this down. We'll definitely discuss it on our next Music Maniacs. So, once again, my last dark industrial techno set will be happening later on tonight, 10:30 or 11 p.m. Eastern Time. That's it. It's a Friday morning. Got to hit the hay. Got to get up in a few hours to go to my work. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button and notification bell. See you later on tonight. Bye-bye.